The UNI Panthers' achievements were seen all over the map. Today, we look at two football alum and their impressive week at the Senior Bowl. We look at another milestone win for UNI's all-time wins leader. We share the family connections to UNI basketball of Emerson Green and a return home for Brody Teske. We preview a championship event weeks away and get a preview of the UNI football team's defense now that we're 1 week from kickoff.